Hey everyone, welcome to Blessed and Beautiful. Come on in, have a seat on the front row. I am so happy that you all are here with me today. You stopped by on a good day. Today is Declutter Day and I am decluttering palettes. We're doing palettes today. Try to get that thumbnail. Yes! We are decluttering palettes and we are drinking water. Yay me! You've been with me for a while. You know I don't like water. Just don't. But I'm trying to drink more because it's good for my body and I need it. So I have been trying. So got my water and I just ate, so I don't really have any snacks. But you might want to get a snack because this is going to be a minute. If you look behind me, I have all my palettes laid out and everyone's been decluttering. I know it's not all at the same time. Some people do it right at the end of the year and some people do it at the beginning of the year, and I'm in April. I don't know, spring cleaning, that's what it is. Spring cleaning. Let's use that. So I am decluttering. I've already done my blushes and my lippy products, which that was just eye-opening. Very much so. So if you haven't seen the blush decluttering video, that's a good one to watch. It's more like a collection than a declutter. But the lippy, yeah, you need to check that video out. It's two parts, a part one and a part two. When you get to the end, you're gonna be like, wow, I was in it. I did the video, so I was wowed too. So today, let's see if we can wow again, because I do have a large number of palettes, not as much as some other people, but I do have for myself a large amount. You know, I got 2 eyeballs in all of these, so you know, it's a lot. And so we're gonna go through, and I guess I'll use the same disclaimers everybody else is using. I have used almost all of these palettes. If I have any that I'm going to declutter, they're going to go to family or friends, or some of them are so old they will just go in the trash. I'm not going to do any selling. I don't have anything that's, you know, in a state where it's not so old and still usable in my opinion. So yeah, if I do find anything like that, again, it's going to go to family, and if it's really old, it's just going to go in the trash. Okay, so if you're a visitor, just, you know, get comfortable, get your snacks, get your drink, get comfortable. We like to do stuff like this around here, so I hope you enjoyed this video. And so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's get into these eyeshadow palettes. And I like the videos that I watched where they were putting their palettes in alphabetical order, so I decided to do the same. So last night I sat and I organized everything. Everything that I'm going to keep is going to go onto the shelf, and this shelf right, I'm pointing like you can see it. Okay, that empty shelf right there, that'll be where A starts, and so it'll be all the palettes that can fit on that shelf, and then underneath the rest of them will go there. Okay, that's that. Okay, so we're going to start with the A's. Let me make sure these are in alphabetical order, because I don't want y'all to be like, she used to be a teacher and she don't know alphabetical order. So just wait 1 second. All right, y'all would have laughed at me because that was not in order at all. It's like, that's not alphabetical order, but it's all the A's. I did at least get all the A's in here. All right, so we're going to start with Anastasia Beverly Hills. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight, look at my time. I'm sorry, I'm going to do a time stamp because I'm doing a lot of talking, but I'm going to highlight with a star or something the palettes that I wish I could get to that I forget about because I have all this stuff. Okay, and just like my lip gloss video where I was saying, you know, we went through that time where we just buy everything and we want to have a collection, and you know, we don't really hone in what we really like. We just get everything because we're just so excited. So I really want to work on that. I did that last year. I only bought 1 or 2 palettes each month. I was on a low buy. And so same thing for this year, 1 or 2 palettes a month. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to purchase one this month because I have other stuff that I need to get. But I say all that to say I'm going to highlight palettes that I really want to get to, and I want to keep that in mind because I need to declutter so that I can get to the ones that I like and make sure I use them before they become something that I cannot use. Okay, this is one of them. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one, this palette right here by Jackie Aina with the collab with Anastasia Beverly Hills. Is one that I don't get to a lot because I have so many palettes. This is one that I definitely want to make sure that I get to, and I really like this palette. It is so pretty, and I don't know if other people have started to declutter this, but I'm not. I love this palette. It's just so pretty, and the color story is really pretty as well. So I love the shimmers that she has, and the mattes feel really good, and I can tell that this is starting to get to where it's drier. It's not like it was when I first bought it, and I just don't want to give it up yet. So definitely this is a palette that I want to keep and get to. The other, I'm going to put these two together, palettes that I've been wanting to make sure I get to, these two. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, and this one I got in BoxyCharm. So that BoxyCharm takeover, you know, that's how I ended up with this palette. And y'all, you can look at it and tell I don't use it. And I always feel like, oh, it's a fall palette. It's not a fall palette. Just because it's orange and black, it's not a fall palette. I think this is very colorful, and you can use it in summer, and it's a nice palette to take you into the fall, but I don't think you can only use it in fall. So definitely want to get to using this palette, and I use this one more than the orange one. This is volume 3 and this is volume 5, and I use this one more because I just love this palette. It's purple, it's so pretty. So I do use this one a lot more than the other one, but I want to make sure that these palettes are there so that I can get to them. Definitely those 3. So we're going to keep those. Now I'm on Ace Beauty, and I didn't know I had this many. Oh wait, there's one missing. Hold up. Y'all, I'm disappointed. I went through my entire collection last night, and one of my Ace Beauty palettes is missing. It is the Ocean palette. And I know they have, I know I wanted to get the new version, but I didn't declutter. I don't know where it is. Let me show you what I do have. Okay, so I have the Blossom Passion palette, and I really do like this one. I love these deep colors. This is such a pretty palette, and they're actually having palettes coming out with this color story. So this color story is circled itself back around. I have the Ambiance palette, which looks like this. And this one for me is really a fall palette. It's beautiful. I love those greens. They just make me think of the leaves when they turn from green to this red. Some of them are orange or yellow. And I just love, oh, and then brown, you know. But I just love this palette. So I don't get to it. I don't think I used this year at all. The Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn palette. This is the first Ace Beauty palette that I got. And these two right here just took it to a whole nother level for me. I really do like this palette. It is beautiful. Another one that I want to get to, and I can tell that the colors are starting to change and not be the same consistency. This one right here is drying out. It doesn't even look the same that it did when I first got this palette. So lesson learned, you know, just get what you like and use what you have. So and then the last one that I have outside of the one that I can't find is the Nostalgia palette that looks like this. And again, I want to get to this palette this summer. I love Ace Beauty. I'm going to see how this swatches. Yeah, it's not even swatching that nice anymore. So, I mean, palettes aren't meant to last forever, but you do want to use them. You don't have to throw them away and you barely touched it. So that's something that I don't want to do anymore. And so that's those. And then I have Adapt 2 of them. I have the Ninhydrin palette, which I did not use in a while, maybe in a year. I haven't used this. And this one, I think because the mattes aren't really like mattes to go with the palette. Like I usually use this in conjunction with another palette for matte colors instead of just the 2 or 3 browns that they have. Everything else is a shimmer, and they're very beautiful. I did like this palette. And then Cyborg Choir. Oh my goodness. The eye look I got the other day was beautiful. You'll see it in the video where I'm decluttering the lip glosses, I believe. Whew. I saw this and I was like, yes, thank you. I want that one. So beautiful. I'm so glad to have this. This one is my favorite. Look at that. And I definitely don't want palettes like this to end up in the background and I forgot all about them. Ooh. Look at that, y'all. Gotta use these palettes, y'all. Got to use them. All right, so the last in the A's, I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. And this is the Alamar Spanglish palette. And I know when I got this, I was so excited, so excited, but I don't reach for it anymore. And while it does have the purple in it, I don't know, the other colors don't really like speak out to me that much. And it's just my opinion, you know, it's something that I know I can pass on. I have purples and pinks and other palettes, so I think I'm going to pass this one on, and I think my cousin would love to have this palette. Okay, let's go on to B. So for the A palettes, everything stayed in A. Okay. And this one did not. I'm sorry. So one decluttered. I forgot that fast. I was like, I'm gonna give it to my cousin. It's fine. All right. Here is a palette by Beauty Bakery. This is the Breakfast in Bed eyeshadow palette. And I think I'm going to declutter this one. It's a very cool toned palette with dark taupe shades and this dark gray. Oh, that still feels good. They're very, I don't know. I like the color story of it. Oh no. I don't have any like cool tone like this. Let's see what this Fresh Face is doing. I don't know. I think I might let it go. I don't have anything like this, but it's also something that I've never reached for, and I don't even remember I have it until I look into my collection. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. Okay, next I don't know how to say this, Bethlehem. That's what it looks like. Bethlehem. Anyway, it's a spice palette. It's a pressed powder palette, and that's the country that it came from. I don't want to say something wrong, but I thought if I showed it to you, then you would know. And if you want to enlighten me, you can put it in the comment section below. I just don't want to say the wrong thing. Okay, so I got this palette through Amazon Vine for a review. So I got this. As long as I did a review, it was free. And it's a rainbow palette, but it's a very nice palette. I like that there's some pastels and then some deeper jewel tone shades. I have not used this in a while, but I do love this palette. I also like that they included their own base to use under your shadows. And there is a what is that called? A glitter, but I don't use that often just because trying to remove it without blinding myself is just a lot of work. But yeah, I like this base. You put the base down and then you put your shadows on top of that. So I thought that was nice to have in the palette. So I'm gonna hold on to it because I love the colors and I haven't used it. It's a really good palette and it's an indie brand, so I'm gonna hold on to that. All right, next I have BH Cosmetics. Making sure I'm going in order. Let me look at the ones that I know I'm keeping. All right, I still cannot let these go. I do use these and pull from these. This is the BH Sweet Shop with all of the flavors of ice creams, and I got all except for the tan one that had the cone, so it was like brown shades, but everything else I have. And I tell you, these just, when these came out, it was just this frenzy. They $18 online, but they sold out so quickly, and then people put them on Mercari and were selling them for like $300, and people were buying them. So this is an amazing formula. I'm not sure why they were able to do such an amazing formula with this, but not with all their other ones. So it was always kind of like hit and miss. Like some of them were really good, and then some were kind of iffy. This was good. So I have the green and the bubblegum, which is blue. I have this cotton candy one, which is the pinky lavender, this little cutesy. This goes with my hair. Yes. All right, and then we got the orange sorbet and the cherry on top, which for some reason is in a sleeve. That lets you know I don't use this one as much, but look, it's beautiful. So pretty. And the pans were big and the formula was amazing. And so let me swatch one to see how. Yeah, it is drying out. Oh yeah, it's drying out a little bit. So definitely want to use these, but still very, ooh. So its swatch is pretty good. So yeah, still very pigmented. Definitely want to get to using these because they're not going to last too much longer. Okay, next is these two. I have from BH Cosmetics the Paris palette, which this one just everybody went bananas over it, and I was just lucky enough to find it. I think at Marshall's or something like that once they went into bankruptcy, I believe. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about this one because I don't use it that often. But do you all see these shimmers? This is pretty. Yeah. Now I need to hold on to this one. So those are the. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not ready yet to let go of that. This is pretty. Gotta get to this palette though. I don't use it that much. I saw Angela, I don't want to mess up her last name, Nisquis, something like that. I'm sorry. But this was her palette of the year. Over all of the other palettes that she tried that year, this was her number one. I was like, oh, I gotta find that. And then this is the Blueberry Muffin one. And y'all know I just got it because it's blue. But let's see, everybody was going bananas over this, and I saw some people decluttering this, but I can't. Y'all know I like blue. I'm gonna hold on to it till the wheels fall off. Yes. Yeah, we're not ready to let this go yet. I need to get to these palettes though, y'all. I need to get to them. All right, so the last in the bees. We're coming up on the last couple ones. I have Black Opal, and it looks like this. And I'm going to hold on to it. It's my only Black Opal palette. And when I found it, I didn't even know they had palettes. I don't use it that often, but it's not because I didn't want to. It's just because, same thing, I forgot it was even in there. So when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to use that. And then, you know, lives. So that's the shade right there. And the formula, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be, you know, all that great of a formula, but I do want to really try it. I'll be honest, I haven't really tried it, and you know, I want to give them a fair chance, and so I'm gonna hold on to it. Okay, we don't need that. All right, this one is from Black Radiance, which I also didn't know Black Radiance did palettes, and this was a gift from a friend of mine, Cheryl. So I like this. I used this once. I need to use it again. It has some nice shades in here, and that blue and gold right there just did it for me right there, because that's my sorority color. So I was like, yes, I like that one. All right, Blend Bunny Cosmetics Surge Palette no longer is being made, so I am so happy that this is the one that I chose when I first started out with Blend Bunny. So she has something new that's dropping. I'm waiting to see what it is, because this is the only palette I have. I do have a blush palette, but that's it. So I'm like, well, I want to see what the next one is. If I really like the next palette, then that's probably going to be my April-May purchase. If not, I'm going to get Sickly Sweet. That's the one that I've been eyeballing. So this one here is amazing, and the reason they couldn't keep this palette was because of the neons. They're too expensive to make, if I understood what was the word out there. So I'm so glad that I have this palette, and it's just beautiful. And every time I use this palette, I get a great eye look. Look at those. This is so pretty. So glad that I have this one. Not going to let that go at all. The last B palette that I have is Butter London's Teddy Boy. Now, this was in a declutter box, and I found it when I moved, and I was unpacking. And I was like, oh my gosh, this was supposed to be for like a giveaway, and I never used it. It's not even swatched, nothing. I don't want to let it go because it's never been used. I can't see myself giving it up, but it's just so old. So I'm gonna hold on to it because I think, you know what? I'm gonna see if one of my cousins want this. Someone may want this. Again, I don't have cool tone like this, and I don't wear a lot of cool tones. So I'm gonna put this to the side. If someone wants it, my cousin, my sisters. If not, I'll keep it and use it. All right, that's the sleeve. Nobody needs that. That's the end of the beast. Y'all should see me here doing my ABCs. A, B, C. I'm like, okay. I forgot all about this little teeny one that was sitting over here like, yeah, somebody help. Yeah, this is AOA. It's in the A's. I got this from Shop Miss A, and it's a nice palette. I don't want to declutter it yet because I've used it maybe once, and this was $1. $1. I'm gonna declutter it. But it's cute though. Isn't it cute? Okay, in the C's. Ciate London. I got this back in 2020. This was with BoxyCharm. This is the Editor palette. It is a cool tone palette, and I held on to that to it for that reason, but I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it because I just did not go for it. So it was an interesting palette. I used it a lot back then. It's an old palette as well. It did hold up, but I didn't really use it that much, so I'm gonna let that one go. Okay, next I got this from Amazon for a review. This is a company called Color Nymph, and this is the NAIAD palette. I don't NAIAD, something like that. NAIAD. Okay. So I'm not sure what to think of this palette. It doesn't speak to me. It's very like cool toned and pastel and neutral. There's a lot going on. It just pops of color. I used it once. I wasn't like amazed or, you know, writing home and telling all the friends about the palette. No, I'm gonna let it go. I'm not like, it's not blowing my socks off. So it's got, I'm gonna put it away. I know if I want some of these colors, I have them in other palettes, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. All right, my next big palette is Colourpop. So I didn't know I had this much Colourpop stuff. I really didn't. But I've honed my collection pretty well because I don't think I'm going to let anything go. But let's go through and see. All right, so first, I tried to get rid of my singles, but I do have just a few that I like that I keep holding on to. Just little ones. And I like this one. I love Kermit the Frog. I guess that's why I don't want to let it go. I got this for their Christmas collection, not this past Christmas, but the one before, 2022. And that's the Super Shock Shadow in this pretty green shade. But what was weird is there's green in the palette. When we get to the palette, we'll see. I think it was green in the palette, so I wasn't sure. Maybe just because it was a Super Shock. Maybe a Super Shock with a different color. All right, so this is the Colourpop Crystal Clear Aquarius palette, and I got this when it was on sale, and I just remember hearing people talk about these little four-piece palettes and how great they are. And of course I got blue and I like it. I haven't used it that much, but it's very pretty. And yeah, you see that? I like that. So, and I love the packaging. This packaging, why don't they do this kind of packaging for their other palettes? This is so cute. I like this. And I also have this Hello Kitty palette because I like Hello Kitty, y'all. And so I grabbed this. This is the Hello Kitty Cocoa Cutie palette. It's a pressed powder palette. It has 4 blue shades. I'm not going to let it go. It's cute, but I like Hello Kitty, so that's why I still have it. Next is the Wet palette, and this was a collab with Bretman, and it has 8 shades in it, and this one always came to here for that. Do you see that? Amazing. Always loved this silver, and I wish I could take it out because I think I'm going to declutter this palette. I don't come to it for anything else, and to be honest, the only other reason that I still have it is because it's blue, but I have a lot of blue palettes. I'm not really using this one, so I think I'm going to go ahead and let that one go. Okay, next is the Smoke Show palette, and they changed this to Blow and Smoke. It's the same exact palette, they just changed the name of it. These are the shades. I do like this palette, so I'm going to hold on to it. I have the Blue Moon palette. Blue Moon. Yeah, I got that. Check that out. I do like this palette. I like the shades of blue. And some of those ones from here are in here. That's why I can let that one go. So I do love this palette and all the shimmers. And I didn't get this when it first came out. I got this way after. So still like it. My favorite blue from Colourpop, this palette right here, High Tide. First of all, the packaging. Can we talk about the packaging? I just stared at the packaging for the longest time when I got this because it was just so beautiful. And I still have the box because even the inside of the box was decorated, and I just fell in love with this palette. It's so pretty. But let me tell you about this color right here called Just a Splash. If you don't know, now you're gonna know. This is like paparazzi. Watch when I put this on my arm. Do y'all see that? Look at all that sparkle. I was blown away when I saw this palette. It looks like Christmas lights. It is beautiful, and for that reason, and because of the blue, and because of the packaging, I'm not letting this go. All right, I like you a lot. I think I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go. A nice palette, but I don't reach for it anymore. It is old and the colors keep falling out, and I don't, yeah, so it's cute, but I'm gonna let it go. I'm finished with that one. It's got some good use out of it. This one, it's kind of taking its place on the purple palette, a little bit modern, not lavender type of purple, or kid you not, or kid you not. Pressed powder palette, bomb. This box is gorgeous, and for some reason they didn't do this again. Take this same thing and put it in the pack. No, we got this. I was like, well, wait a minute, what? I thought we were working with this. I was upset, so I have to keep the box because it's beautiful. And here are the shades inside, and as I said, this is kind of like a new modern purple for me, you know, a little different direction that I'm going in with my purples. Ooh, this one is broken. I'm glad that didn't come out. I forgot about that. That's why this, I was like, why is this still in here to hold that shade in? Okay. All right, definitely holding on to that and the box. On Cloud Blue, I was a little surprised when I saw this. I thought I wasn't going to like it, but I do like this palette, even though it's very pastel. I do like the shimmers that are here, and I like to use this with other palettes. I just like this one. I know it's pastel, but I don't know. I just really like it. I like this gray blue here. I just like the color story. I think it's cute. So I'm going to hold on to that. Next, I have the Hello Kitty and Friends. I'm going to hold on to this one. I was amazed at the colors when I opened this up. I say that every time I do my collection. But these are the colors that we got, and I love it. Every time I do this, use this to do an eye look, beautiful. Very, very pretty eye looks that I've gotten with this. So I'm going to hold on to that. Not letting this one go. This is Sprinkle a Little Magic, the Disney Tinkerbell collab with Colourpop. The packaging, beautiful on the box and on the palette. So pretty. That's why I was like, what happened here? We got a nice box, but the palette inside wasn't as nice. This is so nice. And then this one got a mirror, which most of the palettes do not have mirrors. And here's the color story, a very nice green, neutral leaning type of color story. And it's just really pretty. And I couldn't let it go. Look at this. It's gold, y'all. It's the gold glitter on there, and some of these are raised up so you could feel that butterfly, and there's Tinkerbell. This is beautiful, from the package to the actual palette and the shades. Love it, so I'm going to hold on to that. Okay, Sailor Moon. I think I'm going to let Okay, Sailor Moon I got because my daughter watched Sailor Moon when she was growing up. I never watched it. I knew what it was, but I didn't watch it. So I don't know who all the characters and all that are, but I was blown away with this palette. Every time I did an eye look with this, it was so pretty. It's very pigmented, which you wouldn't think it would be. All my fingers are so... It's like, yeah, you've been swatching a lot. I don't even have any room. So that, see that? Yeah, no, I'm going to hold on to this. And this is the gold shimmer. I'm going to hold on to it. Okay, Truly Madly Deeply. I can't let this go. This is such a nice palette. Everybody loves this one. It's still there. I don't know how long it's been there. Yeah, this is such a nice palette. When you're looking for a nice glam neutral, this is good. And it leans pink, but if you stick to some of the browns, you can get like a more just brown neutral, but it's so pretty. I really like this. I like the shimmers. It's a really nice palette. Okay, here's the Colourpop Holidays palette that I was talking about. Yeah. So this is it. This is what it looks like. This was from 2022, and that's the palette there. Very pigmented. I liked the eye look that I got with this. Nothing like blowing my socks off or anything like that, but there's a green in here, so I'm not sure why we got this green and this green. Are they a little different? Not really. I guess it's not. Let me open it up. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see. Okay, it's not exactly the same. Okay, I see why. I thought it was the same, but it's not. It looks like this, but shimmery. So, but I have this. They had red for animal, and they had another one. I think maybe the blue one. I'm not for sure, but I like it. I'm gonna hold on to it for another year. This I have never used. It's a collector's. I love this. This is another one of the beautiful collabs that they did with the beautiful packaging. I was so upset that I didn't get the whole box that they had that came with the fan, and it was beautiful. But I did get my hands on this, and I have not used it at all. I just open it, look at it, put this little thing back on there and close it back up. I think I don't know, I might go ahead and use it. It's a beautiful color story. It is neutral, but it does have this pop of pink and this little copper shade there. You can go deep with the shade here, or you can keep it more of a nude, nude skin tone type of shade, this for your outer corner or to give you a smoky look. Well, I'm not getting rid of it. I just don't know if I'm going to use it or not. It's so pretty. I've had this for, gosh, 3 years now. It's so pretty. So that is the end. That's all of the Colourpop. I have 2 more. C. All right, I'm looking at my time, see how much time I have. It's going to be a long video, but I just want to see how much time I have because my phone is like, I don't care how long your video is going to be. It's not going to fit on here. So I need to watch my time. All right. Cosmic brushes. Yeah. I got this one first. Okay. This is the one that I was introduced to. I saw the Serenity and I don't know, the color story didn't speak to me. I'm not sure what it was, but I didn't jump at it. Maybe I had already purchased something or whatever reason. I didn't get that one. But when this one came out, I was like, oh, color story, bomb. Packaging, bomb. Formula, bomb. Okay. This is such a beautiful palette. Every time I do an eye look with this, I just stare. It is so pretty. It comes out so beautiful. It's such a unique palette. Purples with green and yellow and it's amazing. Try it. You will like it. Just take the colors one day. Just pick some. Do an eye look. It comes out so pretty. It's like when you put it on, it's the shade and the texture that it needs to be to go with the other colors. So pretty. I really like this palette. And then Wonderland came out. Now, when this one came out, y'all know, everything stopped. Pause. Everybody, shut up. It's a blue palette. I was just like, look at this. I love blue. So when I saw this, I was like, hold up. This is the most beautiful blue, purple, ocean, lavender. That's why I could let go of some. This is bomb. This is making me think there's some other things that I can kind of let go because I need to use this and it's pretty. I used it twice. I did a purple look and then I did a blue look. So I want to do something where I mix them. This is the palette that I've been waiting for. I almost got the palette from Car Beauty that's all blue. Almost got it, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't tell what the textures were. The pictures just didn't justify what it may look like. So I never jumped at it. But this, and I missed the launch. Missed it. Slept through it. I woke up just staring at the phone. I was so upset I could cry. And then we got this notice saying that she had a few left and that if you didn't get them then, you was going to have to wait until now, which was April. And I was like, it's called Winter Wonderland. I want it in winter. So I got it in December. I was so happy. Not letting these 2 go at all. Can't wait to see what else they do. And the last thing that I have, I'm probably going to declutter. I never even used them. I grabbed these. These are the CoverGirl Clean Color palettes. I grabbed them because they were on sale at my local Giant, and they were on sale for like $3 or something like that. And it's a pretty palette, but it's nothing to it. It's just a neutral palette. Like, I just really grabbed it because of how much it was. I am going to declutter. This one, it looks like I used it or swatched it or something maybe a little bit, but it looks perfectly, it looks good. I might have swatched it, but my cousin will love these. So pretty. So nothing groundbreaking, and I have this, and so I'm going to go ahead and let those go. Alrighty. Alright, so that's it so far. I have decluttered this many palettes so far. And we are just in C. I'm doing good job. All right, hold up. Okay, update. So I was sitting here. I'm covered in blue. I was sitting here swatching out the palettes that I have that are blue because I know that some of them are overlapping and I don't really need them all. So of course I started with this palette. There's no reason for me to even question. I am going to keep this one. But I put these 2 together and I noticed that the quality of the product on this palette is not as good because it's older. This palette is probably one that I bought back in 2020, but this one I just purchased recently. And so I'm going to hold on to this one and I'm going to let go of Blue Moon. I'm also holding on to the Aquarius palette because I just got this and that formula right there was still nice, but the Hello Kitty palette, if you see, is very chalky and dried out now, and although it's very pigmented, it I don't know, it's that pressed pigment that's just very powdery and dry, and so I'm going to let this one go. I know it's Hello Kitty. Maybe I'll just keep the box, but I'm not going to use, I know I'm not going to use this anymore because it's just dry and chalky. So we are adding Blue Moon to the Declutter and Hello Kitty. And I will keep the Crystal Waters, the On Cloud Blue, and of course, the Cosmic Brushes. Oh, say hi. Say hi, everyone. I'm Oreo. Mwah. Isn't he cute? Say hello. All right, you gonna go back on the floor? Yep. Okay. Thank you for being quiet today. Woo. Okay, we have made it through the C's, and now we're gonna hit D. Okay. Okay, first we have here DJ, is this right? Yeah, DJ's Boutique, I think is what it was. And this was her Christmas palette called The Reason. She's on YouTube as, ooh, it'll come to me in a moment. I'll put it across the screen. But she had like her own cosmetics, and I haven't seen her in a while, so I don't know if she's still on YouTube or not. But this was her Christmas palette, The Reason, and this was the color story. And it's very pretty, but I don't reach for it. The last time I used it, I wasn't really feeling, well, it's not that bad. It can be built up. Okay. I will hold on to it. Okay, next we have, is that the, Dominique Cosmetics. This was the transition palette. I believe this palette was in a BoxyCharm, because I did not purchase this on my own. I do hold on to it because every once in a while I do makeup, not as much as I did before. You know, before 2020, we were like really into doing each other's makeup and proms and weddings and all that stuff, but yeah, not anymore. So I do have this though. It's a nice matte palette with all of the shades that you could ever want, so I will hold on to this for that reason. And this is called the Transition palette. It's good if you get like a really colorful palette and you just need a transition to, it's good to grab that one, or even Dose of Colors, this Golden Hour palette, because that's what that looks like. This is Dose of Colors Golden Hour, and I got this from Amazon for a review, so very nice. Okay, now let's see. We have E. This is Unique Beauty, and I just have one. They came out with a bunch of these little mini palettes. I think it's a 6-pan, yeah, 6-pan palette, and there's always a theme, and there's about 3 of these that goes with the theme. And I think this one was taking a bath, cleaning, and I forgot what the third one was, but I just couldn't wait to get my hands on these. The only thing about this is if you purchase from this company, they're overseas, so you have to pay for shipping. But look at this on the inside. This is such a beautiful palette, and I need to use it. I think I've only used it one time. This color right here, Exfoliate, is so pretty. It's like a blue with a purple flip to it, and it's kind of like a topper. It has that lavender blue to it. It's such a pretty palette. So I'm mad that I haven't used it. I need to use this. Okay, so we're gonna hold on to that. DJ's I can't get this off. Okay, wait, let me get a wipe. DJ's Boutique said, you know what, you're gonna hold on to my palette because these colors are pigmented. Yo, look at that. I built that shade up. That's 2 swatches. I was like, oh yeah, we can keep this, we can use this, this will work. All right, so let me, y'all, I can't get it off. These colors are no joke. No joke. Okay, that's good enough for right now. All right, next I have the, oh, these are all out of order, but they're E. Eloise, by Eloise, and this is the Queen palette, and I got this from BoxyCharm, and this, everybody was going bananas over this, and so here are the shades. I'm not sure what I want to do with this one. I can tell that it's starting to dry out. I don't reach for it. Oh, that looks good. The mattes are very dry though. Yeah. That shimmer, that gold shimmer is bomb, but the mattes are drying out. Wow. Another palette that I wish I had used more. Yeah, the mattes are done. So I'm gonna declutter. I hate to. I love this palette. I did use it a lot when I first got it back in, I think this was 2021 maybe. So, and I know I've seen some other products recently from this company, so hopefully they have another palette that I can look into purchasing. But we're going to declutter that one. Next I have, I was like, wait a minute, I thought I decluttered it. This was the sleeve. Okay, next is the Harvest Moon palette, which y'all know this one is not going anywhere. Oh my goodness, this is such a beautiful palette. It's from Inslee Rain Cosmetics, and if you haven't heard of Inslee Rain Cosmetics, you must be under a rock somewhere. This company has some beautiful palettes, beautiful packaging, and so many multi-chromes, holochromes, dual chromes, and you get a row of mattes. The only thing I didn't like about this palette is they needed a lighter matte. It was a very dark palette, but other than that, amazing quality. Definitely gonna hold on to this palette. And oh my goodness, look at that. That's the orange, and this is, I don't even know what color that is. It's purple, pink, green. This palette is amazing. So definitely gonna hold on to this. And there are so many. There's Harvest Moon, Flower Moon, Cold Moon, Strawberry Moon. Check them out. I know they were doing some what is that called? Pre-orders for some of their palettes that were, you know, done previously, but I think they just dropped Flower Moon. So check out this amazing company. A little expensive, but it's worth it. You get a lot of shades for the price. So next we have, oh, EF. Is there an F? No, we're on G now. Is that right? We've made it to G. All right, so we're on G. EFG. All right, we have Glam Light here, and I'm gonna hold on to what I have. I think if anything I had from Glam Light, I already decluttered it before. So this is the Berrylicious palette. Love this palette. It is so beautiful. That pink and red and green shades, and just beautiful. The whole collection. I purchased the whole collection, and everything was nice. I don't want to wipe these off. They're so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, next I have this palette, the Ice Cream Dream, I think is what it's, yes, Ice Cream Dream palette. Not letting it go. It is this palette here, plenty of pastels. Oh, it's starting to dry out just a little. Means we need to use it. Those are the shades right there. My dog is calling me for some reason. Yeah, those mattes are starting to dry out, but still workable. So I'm gonna hold on to that because I know I want to get the Sickly Sweet palette, and I was like, but I have a pastel palette. I do, but this pastel palette ain't gonna last forever. So I don't know if this was really a pastel palette, but look at all these right here. So that's how I use it, the pastel palette. And then we have the Cake palette. I love this. The fact that this came in an oven that you opened up and took the cake out of. I say that every single time, but y'all, this palette is amazing. I do reach for these. These are my summertime. I love these. I use them at least once or twice every summer. So I'm definitely holding on to these, and I want to get used out of them because, as I said before, they're not going to last forever. So beautiful, beautiful shades. Yeah, they're drying out. They're drying out. Oh no. That orange is pretty. Yeah, my cake palette is probably about done, but let me tell you, it's not going to go anywhere. That's a souvenir for me. That was one of my first palettes in general when I started my channel on YouTube. So definitely going to hold on to that for all the feels, you know. All right, so that's Glam Light. We have Give Me Glow. Was that in order? I think this is out of order, but it does not matter. I'm going to let this one go. This is the Give Me Glow palette, the Nightlife palette. I just do not like the formula at all for this palette. Let me see what these shimmers are doing because I might hold on to those. Oh, yeah. I might keep the shimmers. Yes, the shimmers are beautiful. Look at that. There's only two. The other shades were just so chalky, and every time I tried to do a look, it would not blend. It would wipe the color off. I don't know. Maybe it's user error. I'm not sure, but I've tried it twice. Didn't like it either time. So I will keep the shimmers and then declutter the matte shades. I have Girl Meets Makeup, 2 of these. I think I'm going to declutter these. This one I used a lot when I first got it. That was back in 2021, and I was just excited there was another black-owned brand. And I mean, I wasn't like blown away, but it was a nice palette. But I don't reach for it anymore. Oh wow, this is pretty though. Wow, that's pigmented. That's the dark purple. Wait a minute. I think with this one, it's very pigmented. Let me see one of the shimmers. No, that's hard panned. Oh no. So the gold is pretty. The gold is pretty, but that lavender is hard pan. I'm going to declutter it because whatever's still usable, then, you know, someone in my family may want to get this, especially because of the jewel tones that are in here, but I don't really reach for this, so I'm going to declutter. And that's also along with this palette. I didn't even want this palette. I ordered it by mistake. And when I contacted the company to let them know that it was kind of air, they had a rose, this is called rose and gold, and then they had a rosy glow, something that was like very similar. And so I got this one, and it was kind of like, well, you're the one who chose it, so you're stuck with it. And so I never really used it because it wasn't this color story that I was looking for. So I'm going to declutter it. And I have the Hip Dot palette here, and I do like this palette. I like the neutral that it has to it, and you can add on these blues. This is a dark blue, which I don't have a lot of dark shades like this navy here, so I will hold on to this palette. Let's do some swatching really quick. The heck was that? Okay, so okay, those are the two right there, so hold it up. We will keep that. Wrong pile. Keep that. And then I have the pastel lilac palette, and I do like these little shimmers in there, so I will hold on to this palette. Beautiful lavender. But you know what? I have these. Wait a minute, hold on. I have these. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay. I was comparing. I lost track of which was which, but this definitely was the ABH palette. I was comparing these two. And this is the ABH. This is Huda Beauty. ABH, Huda, and I think this is also Huda Beauty. Now, the colors pretty much are similar, but I did get this as a gift from my sister for, I believe, my birthday. So I'm going to hold on to it and hopefully use it along with this palette because they have some similar and then a couple that were just slightly different. So I'll hold on to it. But we did declutter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so I have 3 Grand Light palettes that I forgot that I had because they're actually hanging. They're hooks that I put up in the bookshelf for these to hang on because I didn't know what else to do with them. They won't really sit on the shelf, you know, and with the other palettes. So these are the Hershey Kisses palettes. Let me say that again. These are the Hershey Kisses chocolate eyeshadow palettes in collaboration with Glamlight, and there were 4 or 5 different ones. I bought 4. I gave one to my sister for her birthday, I believe, and then these are the other 3 that I had. There is a silver one floating around that I see sometimes like at Marshall's. I don't know what the color palette looks like on that one, but these are the ones that I have. So this one is the milk chocolate with almonds palette. So that's that. And I don't use these enough. This is the cookies and cream palette. Very pretty. Not letting either of these go. And then this is the special dark palette. So those are those 3. And let's see how we're feeling here. Starting to dry out some, but still very pretty. The mattes are the worst. When you have your formula is starting to dry out, the mattes are, to me, they swatch the worst. And so it'll be interesting to see how they ooh, look at that. That's this dark purple right there. And they also go on very powdery. So most likely they will perform on the eyes better because I usually, for me, I wear an eyeshadow primer, and so I can get them to stick and build a little bit better than just on a swatch on the back of my hand. But it does go to show that these are starting to dry out, and that formula will start to turn on you, and you won't be able to use the palette. And you know, when the palette's been sitting there for 3 years and you keep saying, I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna get to it, I'm gonna get to it, you don't always get to it. So let me see what the blue is looking like. I didn't swatch any of these actually. So same thing with the blue, but the so those are the blue shades. It's those right there. So I will hold on to these. I'm not going to let them go because I do want to use them. And as I was putting my palettes on the shelf, I was thinking to myself, yes, these are palettes that I want, and it wasn't any there that I was like, well, wait a minute. J is Juvia's and K is Cara Beauty, and I love both of these brands so much, and I have a lot of the palettes. I'm going to see if I'm going to declutter any today. Part of me is saying, no, you're not. It's Juvia's. You're not going to declutter. And then part of me is like, we need to make room, because there are new palettes from Juvia's that I haven't picked up yet and that I do really want to get, but I don't need to have all of this here as well. So let's start with the beginning. These are the 6-pan palettes. I have the Olori 2 palette, and I just got this one probably like a year or two ago. My mom got this for me, and these are so pretty. She knows blue is my thing. I don't think I've even really used that many shades out of here, but they're still looking really good, so no issues there. We're going to hold on to this one. And we're going to hold on to I Live, I Love, the Ice palette. So these are my latest 6-pan palettes. You know, when they got away from just brown, red, pink, then they started doing, you know, something more like this. So I really like this palette. I wish that this glitter wasn't glitter. I wish it was something else. But other than that, I do like the palette. And they have some shimmers in here. These are when, you know, they started doing some different things, which was needed. So that silver is not swatching all that well. It actually feels hard pan a little bit. Okay. So definitely would have to be built up. Let me try a matte shade. Oh, I don't know about these. But the other thing too, I don't have my primer, you know, it's not on a primer, and also this is called Ice, so maybe these colors are a little more muted because of what they are. All right, next I have the chocolate palette. It's this one, so that one's not bad at all. Ooh, yeah, it's actually a little creamy. Okay, and we have the Berries by Juvia's. Okay, I don't think I want to let any of these go, at least not these. The violets, I might let this one go. It does have darker purples in it though, but if we go back to that ABH palette, that has pretty much all the purples that I need. So I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. Won't be letting this go. This is the Queen palette. This is Fumi. I have not used this yet. Y'all, I am not joking when I say I would like to send this to her so she can sign it for me and then send it back. Because I love watching Fumi. I haven't watched in a while, but I do like watching her channel. And she's been doing some new things I've noticed. She got a show, something that's happening. So she won't be doing her channel on YouTube as much. So I have to go back and see what it was all about. But I caught a little bit of the talk one day when I tuned in. This is the Sweet Pinks by Juvia's. I do like this one. This is really pretty. I don't think I have anything like this. This pink is bright. This is such a bright pink. Woo! Yeah. Loving that. Okay, so we're going to hold on to that. And then I have the blushed rose palette. And I will hold on to this. Now. I'll put this to the side. It's something I'm thinking about. I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm going to wait till I do. All right. Any more 6 pans? No. Okay. So that's all the 6 pans. And we let go of one, the Violets palette. All right. Not letting this go. This is the Nomad by Juvia's. I bought this by mistake. I really thought that this was the Tribe palette. And I got it and used it. And then happened to go on YouTube and was like, that's not the same palette. And still, I just love it. It's so pretty. It's very grungy. But I got such beautiful looks when I use this. Oh, I love this palette. Need to use these more. This is a staple. I use it all the time. I pull from this one more than the transition palette I showed you to get a transition shade, which is usually this one right here. Every once in a while, if I'm like, when my hair is like this and it's just a lot of color and I just need something neutral, I will pull this palette. So this is definitely not going anywhere. This is the Warrior palette. This is Warrior 1. I think there's a Warrior 2 and a Warrior 3. Yes, I got them right here. Okay, so this is the Warrior 2 palette, which is a good companion palette to that one, because this had, the Warrior 1 had all the shimmers in it, and this is all matte, and you get some amazing all matte looks from this palette, so definitely not going anywhere. And then the Warrior 3 palette, I'm thinking about decluttering. This is, it's just a bunch of colors, and I don't reach for this at all. The thing that drew me to this palette were these shades down here, not necessarily these. And I'm going to put this to the side because there's another palette that I have that's matte colors that I may declutter over this one. Yeah, I'm going to put this is a little maybe. Okay, and then the Saharan 2 by Juvia's Place. I'm not letting this go. When I finally got this palette, I was like, thank you. I really like this palette. I didn't even know about it. I just saw it on, you know how when you put in on Google, you put in a, you might put in eyeshadow palette, Juvia's, and a bunch of palettes will just pop up. And this one popped up and it wasn't on the website. And I was like, wait a minute, what is that? And so when they finally brought it back, I jumped on it. And they didn't have it long, and you very seldom see it on there. But this just is so unique. And I love that pop of blue with these more neutrally shades. And yeah, I like this palette. This is pretty. Not letting that go. Okay, so as I said, holding on to the Tribe palette. This is the one that I thought I was getting. And then I was like, wait a minute, because I was looking for these greens and stuff. And this is beautiful. Such a pretty palette. These palettes are getting, let me swatch a couple. I can tell, I can look at them and see that they're starting to dry out. I got these for my birthday in 2020. So I would definitely, for this one, you know, if the formula just gets to where I can't use it anymore, I would repurchase this one. And they do have them every once in a while. They'll be like, you know, we have all these palettes for $5, and they'll be on there. So that's the orange and the green. This is still doing a great job. I need to use this palette. Yeah, we might be letting this one go, because I gotta make space, y'all. Wait a minute, Oreo. All right, next I have the Festival by Juvia's, and I don't use this one that much either. I like this one though. I like this color story more than I like this one. And this has a mixture of matte and shimmers. I swatch a few, just a few. Oh my goodness, I have never swatched. Oh yes, I have. Okay. I was looking at this orange. I was like, I've never touched the orange one. I'm waiting for my hands to dry. Oh, I'm gonna be blurple by the time it's time for me to go to bed. I'm just gonna, oh, this is pretty. Now I can't let this one go. And I've never used this black or whatever this is. Let's put these here. Yeah, no, this is good. Wow. See? These are beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna keep this one, and I'm gonna let that one go. Okay, I'm also gonna declutter this one. I don't use this anymore. This is my first Juvia's palette. The first one. My sister had it, and I was like, where did you get that? That's my first one, but I do not pull from here anymore. And I think I have these colors throughout my collection. I'm going to put this to the side. I really do think I'm going to declutter this. I'm going to put it in the declutter pile. But it might make its way. It might make its way back, but I'm going to put it in the declutter pile for now. All right, my next palette I repurchased. So this is definitely not going anywhere. This is the Nubian 2 palette. This was, oh, you know what? I lied. This was my second palette. This was my first palette, my first Juvia's palette. And I loved it so much. My other palette, this, one of the shades I didn't even get to use because it broke and fell out. And then this was a nice palette. So I repurchased this last year, I think. In the last year, I think I repurchased this one. So that's not going anywhere. Wahala 1. I will hold on to it since I decluttered that other palette that had these colors in it. So I'll hold on to that. The Magic Mini I like. I'm not going to let this go yet. This is really pretty. I like this palette. But this has blues and greens. It's not the purples. This is navy, red, okay, gray right here, which that's not in any of the other palettes. So yeah, I'll hold on to this. And then Wahala 2 is not going anywhere. It's got 3 rows of blue. It's just not going anywhere. I do use these, but when I'm in this palette, it's this and the silver. I just stay right over here. That's what I like to use. So holding on to that. All right, so how many? 3 Juvia's palettes I let go. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16. 16 Juvia palettes. I might take a few more out of there. we're gonna look at the rest of my collection. And so now we're in K, and all of this, I can't even pick it up, it's heavy. Cara Beauty. All of these, Cara Beauty. Okay, we're gonna start with the Cara Beauty that I started with, and that is the 6 pan palettes. When I found out about Cara Beauty, they had just finished with the beach linen palettes, these right here. Excuse me. These were the ones, and I was waiting for these to come back because they were sold out. And while I was waiting for these to come back, these dropped. And so I grabbed these first, and then when the other 3 came back, then I grabbed those. Excuse me. I don't know what all my water's out there because we had dinner. So the 3 of these I really love, but I think I'm going to let Purple Haze go. I don't use Purple Haze anymore, although Purple Haze is beautiful, and I love the Cara Beauty glitter formula because it's, I don't know, it's something about the way that they do it. See how fine it is? It's like a fine glitter, and it stays. It doesn't, like, wherever you put your finger, that's where it goes. It's not like flying all over the place, and you don't need to use the, you know, like some type of primer specifically for glitter, but I do just for extra care around my eyes. But that's what the glitter is like. It's so totally different. It's almost like sand, but it stays where you put it. So it's like so weird. If you look, it's like hardly any left on my hand. It moves and it doesn't get all over the place. And so I will use the glitter in these palettes more than any other regular glitters. So this one I want to keep. I know it's very much used. Y'all can tell I was Cara Beauty all the way. Blue and green. Oh no. No. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know about these. Now these are from 2020, so that means they're 4 years old. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to declutter these. The 6 pan palettes. Orange Pop. I didn't really use this one as much either. Yeah, they're very dried out, and you really have to work it in to make it stay. Again, it could stay better with a primer, but those are the 3 of the Mary Jane palettes. And then the Beach Days palettes, when they came, I got those. And so this is Beach Days. This one is Girls Just Want to Have Sun. And I have another palette from Cara Beauty that's similar to this, so I can definitely let this one go. And then Summer Stunner, which was my favorite of the 3. So I think I'm going to hold on. These don't feel like the other ones do. I think I'm going to hold on to this. This is my favorite of the Beach Days, the Beach Ladies one. Decluttered these 2. And then, I don't know. Wait a minute, Oreo. I think I'm going to let all 3 of these go. The MJ, the Mary Jane palettes. I don't reach for these at all. It's just kind of like, remember when I used to use? That's how it is. And these were good palettes because you got 16 colors. But yeah, I think I'm going to let these go. So the only one I want to keep is Summer Stunner. Now, let me show you the other. Well, let me take him to the bathroom first because he's going to keep barking. So, okay, y'all. I'm trying to pull it together. I'm getting tired. But I really want to finish this because I have so much that I have to do. All right, let's keep going. All right, so far from Cara Beauty, I've decluttered five palettes, and I just have this one, but there's still more to go, so let's keep going. All right, this palette right here, I purchased so long ago and never used it. Sorry, I didn't mean to blind y'all. Never used it. It's a rainbow palette. It's very pretty. So I'm going to probably give this to either my goddaughter or my cousin. I gave my daughter doesn't wear the makeup. I gave her some. I haven't seen her wear it. So I would give it to her, but I don't think she's going to wear it. And she doesn't wear makeup that much because she works where, you know, they're not getting dressed up to go to work. So I'm going to put that to the side for one of my cousins or my goddaughter. And this palette I just purchased, so this one's not going anywhere. And this kind of takes the place of the Mary Jane palettes, giving me the colors that I liked, which was the purple. So it looks like this, and it has a little bit of blue in it. So I'm glad to have this. The pan sizes are a little bit bigger in this one too. So I do have this to kind of take the place of those. I also used my points to buy this. I don't know why. because I got it using my points. This ended up being like $1. So I did take my time and look to get this, but this is not really a palette that, had I just spending my regular money, I don't think I would have gotten this. But I will say that it is a pretty palette. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you what it's called. It's called Queen of Wands. She has a wand, so she's the queen of the wands. And it's a nice mirror right here. It says confident, passionate, charismatic. And then here's the color story. Hold on. I don't know. He scared me because he came flying in here like something was wrong and he's looking around. I don't know. Anyway, it's a dog. So here's the palette. I love this palette. Let me not say I love it. I really like it. Let me say that. Because it's more than what I thought. It's promising. Let's say that. So I have that. I have this palette here, which I'm not letting this palette go. Y'all see this? Look at these shades here. Beautiful and performs so well. Color Beauty for me is one of those hit or miss. Like sometimes it'll be like okay, and then sometimes the shades are bomb. And in this palette called Stroke of Midnight, beautiful palette. I love it. All right, holding on to that. The 70s palette, I just got this. I'm holding on to this. I think this was my January palette purchase this year, and I'm telling y'all, I enjoyed this palette so much. It reminds me of all the other 70s palettes that everybody is doing, so I was glad I got something pretty affordable that still has a good formula. The Cara, they have some Pro palettes, and this one is Pro 12, the Cara Duo the Essentials palette, and I like this one. This is just your, what in the world is this? Okay, was I trying to do some kind of, maybe I was making a liner? I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna have to get that out. But it looks like I was trying to make a liner or something. It's wet. I don't know. Anyway, this is a palette, so excuse that. But this is a palette, and I like everything from here down. These up here are pretty light, but down here is beautiful. So that's pretty much where I stick when I use this palette. These two are gonna be decluttered. I swore up and down I was gonna use these, and I don't. They are the exact same formula I was talking about with the glitter, and I just, if the glitter's in the palette, I might use it because it's there, I see it, but this I don't pull for it because I don't put on glitter every day. So I'm gonna declutter that one. And this one I got when I saw, I was like, you never see fall colors in glitter, and I've never used it ever, so I'm gonna pass these on. Somebody will like them. My goddaughter just started high school, so maybe some of her friends might want to use them. I have the Pro palette number 9, You Had Me at Aloha, and that looks like this, and I really like this palette. I've been using it for a long time. I think I got this in 21, either 20 or 21. Nice palette. And then I have this one. My sister got this for me for Christmas or my birthday, one of the two. It's called the Time Traveler palette, and it's a green neutral palette, so I like this. And again, it's kind of like you use everything from here down. The top is just a little light, but the further down, I got loving these colors down here, and you know, there's a glitter if I want to use one. So those I'm going to keep. Wow, that's like half of my stack. So I decluttered 8 Color Beauty palettes decluttered. Wow. Oh, there's more. Oh my gosh. Okay. The Shocking Berry palette, I picked this up from Marshall's, probably because it was like $4 or something like that. I don't use this. It still smells like berries a little bit. I don't see myself reaching for this. I don't like the glitter in this one. The glitter in here doesn't have whatever the, it's dry. Let me just say that. It's dry glitter. The other one feels like it has something in it to kind of hold it together. There's a shimmer down here. Okay. I'm really trying to talk myself into keeping this. I'm not. I'm going to let it go. I don't use it. It was pretty. So, Beyond the Sky. Okay, that's this palette right here. And let me say, Cara Beauty has like so many palettes. If you want a 4-pan, you want a 20-pan. I mean, it's just so much stuff. And the good thing is a lot of the palettes stay. Like, you're going to find all the Pro palettes and a bunch of the other palettes that have the series for a while. They don't just drop them and then that's it, and then 4 weeks later they're gone. But at the same time, it's like, do you really have to look to find stuff that's like, you have to find the stuff that is good. You have to kind of look through the stuff. So you're searching and you're looking through. You can't go by reviews because all of them have raving reviews. So I just say that to say that I picked this out and it wasn't really hitting, but I did use it for a while, but it wasn't like some of the other palettes. So it's a pretty, I wonder, did I get this from the store? It's a pretty color story. I don't reach for it. I don't remember the formula being like, you know, super amazing, wonderful. It's just run of the mill. So I'll declutter that one. These I'm not letting go. These are ones that you find. These are nice. These are the magazine. I don't know what you call them. The magazine ones. I don't know. They're all 3 of these magazines right here. And the color stories for each one is just beautiful. This is why I was saying I could let go of that purple palette, because I knew I had this one. So pretty. There is a blush. It's a little light for me, but I can use it and mix it with another color. Now I don't know what this is. Is this bronzer? It doesn't even tell you. I'm not sure what that is, but it's a little light for me. But that's that. I do love this, the eye colors especially. This one is beautiful, so pretty. So that pink palette that I just let go, the berry one, here's the colors right here, so I'm not really losing that much. And here's a highlighter and a bronzer, and these shades are amazing. These palettes have good formula. This one I found, and I will be honest, I got it. Yep, the sleeve is still in it. I got it just because it was the 3rd one out of the group, but it does have a nice neutral color story that I can use the colors down here. And this is a pretty peachy blush and a nice highlighter. So these 3 were good. So if you got these, then you got some good Cara Beauty palettes. So I will hold on to those. And I decluttered these 2. And so that brings me up to 10 palettes decluttered from Cara Beauty. Very shocked that happened. I hear people say that all the time. They're like, I didn't know that was going to happen. I understand now. I didn't know. I thought I was going to be like, I'm keeping all of these. I really was going to say that. All right. Also in K, Clarity Cosmetics. Here's the Cobra palette. I will hold on to this. This one has a nicer formula than the other one that I'm getting ready to show you. Very pigmented. Woo, yeah. Look at that. So, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this beautiful greeny blue shades that, you know, your girl likes. So this one, I don't know why I still have this. This was a hot mess. I got this, yeah, this came out. These were really flaky. The mattes would dry up and just be gone. Like you just blow it away. It was pretty, but the formula just, it wasn't good. This is, even though it's pretty, it looks like regular glitter. It's moving all over the place. It doesn't stay laid down. Even when you use it didn't blend. I should have been decluttered this. I think I was trying to hold on to it because I do like the brand, but I know a lot of their palettes as well are hit or miss. So if you get a good one, you keep it, and any other ones you have to declutter. All right, let's see what else we have. We have L. So that's all the K's and the J's. So K and J is done. We're on L and M, and I might stop there because I'm getting a little tired. All right, so this is Laura Geller, the best of the best Tuscan Dreams. I got this. I have not used it yet. I got this from Amazon for a review, and I think I swatched it, and that was it. But that's eyeshadow, a blush, a highlighter, and I don't know what the French vanilla is. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah. Eyeshadows, a body frosting, a highlighter, and a blush. A body frosting. Never heard of that. All right, so I haven't really used it yet, so I'll hold on to it. This I'm going to declutter. This is the company May Dear. I showed this before. I was like, I'm going to use it. I don't use it. This is one of those palettes to do the liners. I don't do these wet liner thingies. Okay, yeah, I don't use those. I did when I first got it just because I knew I had to do a review, but you know, I don't have time to try to get water and do all that. I just buy liners. Next I have Maria. I got this from Temu. This was the palette that had me confused because it was science here, and then you open it up and it was candy and chocolate, and I was like, what did the science and the stars have to do with the candy and the chocolate? And then the box was different. The box said something totally different, so it was 3 different themes for one palette. But I do like it. It's a nice neutral palette. I don't know if I need to keep it. It is a nice palette. It's a good neutral palette, and I don't have a lot of those, so I may hold on to this. Yeah, I may hold on to that. All right, Menagerie Sugar High palette. I like this palette. I use it in the summer. Very pretty, so I'm going to hold on to it. I like the pastels mixed with these more jewel tone shades, so nice palette. And then also from Menagerie is the Indigo Ink palette. This is the palette I haven't used as much because I won't just jump out there and use it. I'm scared. I'm like, I don't see how these colors go with each other, and I'm a little confused, but I'm gonna do it this year. We're gonna use this palette. So I love these. The formulas are very good if you have not tried Menagerie yet. All right, the Makeup Obsession. I've had this palette for I don't know how long. Never used it. Don't know what was my plans with it, and every time I see it, okay, let me tell you what it is. It is the, you know what? I can't even read that. The Baddie Fordane, I don't know. Belle Jordan. Oh my gosh. Belle Jordan must have did a collab with Makeup Obsession, which I thought this was Revolution. And then I looked today and I was like, no, this is not Revolution. I don't know what happened to Makeup Obsession because I haven't seen them since. But this is the palette. I like this palette, but I never use it. Like, I think the story, the color story is nice. They got this really deep black right here, but I don't use it. I don't pull it out, and every single time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hold on to this. Look at that pumpkin orange right there. This is pretty. All right, I'm gonna hold it one more time, y'all. I don't know. All right, and last for today, because I'm tired, it's the Morphe palette, and I'm gonna let this one go. I'm Declutter It. It's big. I love this palette, but I don't go for it, and I have purples and pinks and duochromes and multi-chromes, and so I can let this one go. But you all see, I liked this palette. I used it a lot. The colors, the different textures that were in here. This palette kept me intrigued. I always wanted to come back and use it, but lately, and I have not used it. And I think I got this in 2020, so it's already 4 years old, along with a lot of the other palettes that need to be decluttered. So I'm gonna let it go. This was the 39S palette, so decluttered. Okay, I think I'm gonna end the video here because I'm really tired, and I have a toothache also, and so I'm feeling it like really getting worse because of the talking. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here. I don't know if this is going to be connected and just continue to finish up the rest, or if it's going to be the end of this video. So I'm going to do an ending just in case. So I thank you all for being here to see this the palettes that I'm decluttering, and we made it all the way to the M's, so yay me. And we have a good group of decluttered palettes over here, so also yay me. Thank you all so much, and I hope that you found some palettes that you are really interested in, that you've got some tips about how to choose palettes, how to keep palettes, how to declutter palettes. Also got some tips maybe on how to fix your shelves if you need to. Flip them over if you can, so that they don't dip in the middle, just in case. It's a tip I just figured out. And so thank you all so much. So you know what we say around here, whether it's day or evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, I hope that is good. Don't forget to pray, because we really need it. And then don't forget to slay. And if you're a visitor, please don't forget to subscribe. We'd love to have you come back and be with us for our next video. All right, everyone, love you all so much. Bye.